every time we start to think about moving into a smaller space or thinking about where we want to be in the next 5, 10, 15 years, the overwhelm hits of, oh my gosh, I've got all this stuff. Or we walk into our closet and we just say, how do I have so much junk and stuff in this closet? I can't find anything. Well, today's guest is going to help us at least get started on overcoming some of that overwhelm so that we can ultimately get on to our next goal, which may be a smaller space with less maintenance and less things to take care of. LeAnn Holt is the CEO, the Chief Executive Organizer of Organized and Tidy LLC. She founded the company 4 years ago after working with her grandmother in helping her move from a larger space into a smaller one. Her passion is helping not only busy moms become more organized, but as well as helping seniors with decluttering as they transition into their next phase of life. So welcome to Relax, I Got This, Embracing Life After 60. Today's guest, LeAnn Holt. In today's world, older adults face major transitions like downsizing, relocating, or modifying their homes to age in place, all while embracing life after these changes. As a senior home advisor and seasoned realtor, RobinMcCoy guides these decisions with care and thoughtful planning, helping create a vibrant future. Welcome to Relax, I Got This, Embracing Life After 60 with me, your host, RobinMcCoy. Okay, LeAnn, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. I'm really excited about diving into some of this. Let's get rid of some stuff and let's how do we do this?
Yes, yes. It takes some work.
It takes some work, right? Well, tell me a little bit about how you got started in this, coming from a disorganized person. Again, that's me. How did you get involved in this, and how did you get started helping people like change their living environment?
So I'll try to do the short version. So I was not the disorganized kid. I was the one with the clean room and everything had a home, right? So that's still what I utilize today in my adult life. But everything had a home. I would go to my friends' houses. I would just organize their closets for fun growing up, and not charge them because we were hanging out, we were having fun. And then back in 2019, 2020-ish, I actually helped my grandmother when she was downsizing. She moved from a 3-bed, 2-bath home into a 1-bed, 1-bath, basically apartment in a senior community.
Yeah.
And I did everything. I mean, I did the decluttering, so I took away the donation items. I sold a few things for her. I staged her house with her furniture and got it sold quickly. And then I helped her move her stuff into her new place and unpack it and set it up for her. And I didn't realize then that basically a year after that, I would be doing that for seniors. And I had no idea that's what I was going to be doing. I wanted to help hoarders, and then I wanted to help single moms, and then the families of the seniors started calling. The seniors never call.
Yeah, no.
It's always their family that says,
Yes.
hey, my mom and dad, they need help. They have a lot of stuff that they've collected over 50, 60 years because all the seniors have lived in their homes for,
Sure.
a long time. So it's been a process, but I basically got started because of my grandma. So it kind of full circle.
It's usually somebody's mother or grandmother or something like that
Yeah.
that really gets us. Again, it was my mom and the things that we went through that got me in the direction of serving the seniors in our community, because all the things they don't know, or they're stymied, they don't know who to call, they don't know you exist, right? They don't know that you, as a person that can help them get rid of things, that this industry or this person exists that will come in and help them do that.
Yeah. I probably hear that at least once a week from a senior. They will say, or I'll do a presentation and they'll raise their hand and say, I had no idea that people like you did that for seniors. And I'm like, it's not just me. There's a million of us, but it's crazy that they just haven't heard that.
Right. Well, and I think, so let's talk about that a little bit. People know that they need, or they know that they want to, right? I mean, For me, like I said before, I'm 62 tomorrow. I am 62 years old. I live in a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-story home. It's fine for now. But I also know that 10 years from now, I'm probably not going to want to have a house with stairs in it. There's a lot of people, and the baby boomers are the largest population in our country right now. And in 10 years, you may not know this, but in 10 years, by 2035, there will be more people over the age of 65 in our country than under the age of 18 for the first time.
Really?
So when we think about that, and we think about all those people that have houses and things in them, and they're just aging, right? So now they need help, and they don't, and they may be my age and say, I need to get started. I want to get rid of, I want to prepare. I don't want to leave my kids all this, whatever their thoughts are.
Yeah.
So how do we get started? What are some things that if you're sitting around your house and you're like, okay, I've got to tackle the closet, the garage, the kitchen, the kids' rooms, the basement, whatever that might be?
Well, I tell a lot of clients of mine, I'm like, start now. Don't wait till later when, your, dementia has kicked in, or, your
An urgency when you have to do it.
Yes, do it now when you just want to, and you can kind of take your time, do one thing 1 week, wait a couple weeks, do something else, and it makes it to where it's not overwhelming. Yeah. Because like we were discussing earlier, you try to organize a space in one day and you're going, well, I can't do this, and you throw your hands up and it's over and you'll never organize again. Well, that's the problem. So I try to tell people that just starting small. So for example, with my grandmother, when I went in, we weren't in a big hurry. She had time to move. It was kind of a slow process. And so I would take some items that she said, this little trinket is yours, and I want this trinket to go to your sister. So we would write our initials on the bottom of those and then just left them where they were. And so when she did move, we went in and we just took the things that were ours. And I mean, it was just a few things here and there at a time. So like the donation items, I went around and I did one day, I just went around and found some donation items, took that to the donation place and called it a day. So we didn't try to do everything in one day all at once. It was a process, and hers took a few months, but she lived in a smaller house. But I mean, a lot of times I've had clients that have a 2-story house and they haven't been upstairs in 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And so it is piled up. They don't have a cleaner, so it's spider webs and bugs, and they're like, I haven't been up there. And so it's just, like you said, it's just getting it done while you're still active and able to do something like that. And while your family is still in your life, the kids maybe are still around, or have the kids come in one day, or grandkids, and say, let's just have a week of figuring this stuff out.
Well, and I think if you make it if your kids are still around or in town, I should say, or when they're coming in for a holiday, is pick one of those days and make it a fun family thing, right? Let's go through some photographs. Let's go through the old, because, we have actual photographs. Not everything's on our phone. Yeah. And just say, I remember when we did this, and do you want my, and let the kids take whatever, the grandkids or whoever it may be, take what they want now. Let's get some of that out.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing it every day.
Exactly. And then at the same time, let me know what you don't want, because then I need to know, what am I doing with this stuff?
Yeah.
And
I've told people too, it's like, if your kids' stuff, and your kids are in their 30s and have families of their own, and their junk is still upstairs in a closet, you tell them to come get it by this date, or it's up to me, and I'm going to put it on a curb. I'm going to donate. I'm not opening the box. It's going away, and you need to come get your stuff.
Yeah. You're not alone.
Like, they are 30 years old. They got families of their own. They need to come get their stuff. Your house is not a storage unit.
Well, and sometimes the kid's house is bigger than the parents' house, and they're like, you want more storage.
You want it? Come get it. or it's going away.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing too, right? Oh, that was my daughter's stuff. It's all her cheerleading trophies. It's all her cheerleading
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't know, I don't want to just throw that away. Well, then tell her to come get it if she wants it.
Yeah. Let her throw it away. Let her
Yes,
be the one in
yes.
control of her stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So what is probably the hardest, other than the overwhelm and just getting started? If somebody is trying to, just reduce their living space, downsizing, I think I've kind of call it right sizing, because when you downsize, people are thinking they're going into an assisted living. Well, I
Yeah.
don't need to downsize yet. Well, it's right sizing. Maybe the 4,500 2-story, 5-bedroom house is too much. Maybe you just want a 1-story, 3-2 house with a smaller yard so the maintenance is less, right? So, but you're still going from this to this. What are some of the most important things that people either have a hard time with or what they should be considering?
I think I think a lot of times the hardest thing is just letting things go. So the donation of items, stuff like that. So what I try to remind people is I don't like throwing stuff in the landfill either. So I'm not going
Right.
to take your stuff and it's trash. So when I come in and say, "Hey, we're going to let go of some things today." It's so that somebody else can use them, because when's the last time you picked this item up and used it, You may think, "Oh no, I'm saving that. I'm saving that." Well, when's the last time you used it? So it's one of those things where people, it's just, once you've had something for 40, 50, 60 years, you're like, but no, that's mine. I don't want to get that to somebody else. And I'm like, well, again, we cannot take everything from this to this,
Yeah.
unless you have a storage unit, and then that's a whole other issue. So you have to
We're
weigh
not
those
going down the
costs.
storage unit. That's
No,
where possessions go to die.
yes. Yes, they are. They are. And storage units, I mean, a lot of seniors are not getting in their car and driving over to their storage unit, unlocking the lock and doing the code. They're not doing it. I mean, that stuff is sitting there just wasting away. And then they're
Yeah.
paying $200 a month for
It's
what?
crazy. Crazy.
So that's that. I try to tie that into, hey, I know you don't want to let some things go, but let's weigh the options. Do you want to keep it and have a $200 a month storage fee? Or are you okay letting it go to maybe a charity of your choice, like Genesis Women's Shelter for battered women, or
Yeah.
the VFW down the street for men? It's like so I let them use what they're more interested in. It is close to their heart, and say, okay, yeah, I want those people to have my stuff. I'm okay with that. So I think that's the biggest challenge, is just letting things go.
Yeah, I find that, when we were moving my mom, I found ashtrays. Nobody smoked in our family since I was a wee child. And when you look at all those old photographs, that ice bucket that's never had ice in it is in those photographs when I was, again, a wee child.
Go.
And it's this stuff that she moved. I mean, for 60 years, this stuff has just moved
Yeah.
along, right? And some
Yeah.
of it's pretty cool, kind of mid-century 1960s stuff, right?
Yeah.
But what do you say, or what when people think, well, that's worth something, right? That china cabinet, that armoire where my TV is, that's worth something. But yet it's really not. So
No.
how do we get people to let go of the idea that there's financial value or monetary value in something?
Well, it's things are not selling like you would hope they would. Because I look at my generation, and we are becoming more minimalist, and we want lighter furniture, and just we're more interested in taking the trips and spending money on memories than we are a big china hutch in our kitchen,
Exactly. Yeah.
But the thing is, so it's very hard to sell items these days, but I do remind people that a lot of times when you have a moving company come in, they either charge by the number of boxes you use or the weight. So I remind them, I'm like, I know you've carried this china cabinet around with you for 40 years every time you moved, but moving costs are, probably a little bit
Through
different
the
now.
roof.
Yeah.
Through the roof.
And I'm sure they didn't used to do it based on weight. They just said, yeah, I'll charge you $500 to move your stuff, so.
And local was like, this much for 2 hours.
Yes. Yeah, and they just threw it in. No, they didn't care if it broke.
Toss it in, let it go.
So yeah, I remind them that it's probably based on weight. So keep that in mind. And then that kind of gets their, their minds ticking, because they're like, wait a second, that hutch probably weighs 150 pounds.
Yeah.
And then to go into a smaller space, you don't have as much wall space. And that can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. But I mean, it kind of forces you to really consider, what do I really, really need? Maybe I have 20 years left in my life. Maybe I have 10 years. What do I really need to enjoy that last, time in my life? Do I need every wall in my house, lined with furniture? Probably not. And then too, it comes down to stubbing your toe on that kind of stuff.
Right.
Trip hazards. I mean, there's so many things that go into it.
Then it turns into, like you said, if we're looking to age in place, and again, aging in place doesn't necessarily mean where you are now,
right,
but it's where you're going next. Maybe that is going to be my aging in place home. We want to make sure that if we're going to stay there for 5, 10, 15 years or more, that if we need a cane, if we need a walker, if we need, mobility devices, am I going to be able to get this around that China hutch?
Yeah.
Or that buffet, or whatever some of that big furniture might be.
Yeah. And then at the time, am I willing now I've had it for 10 more years, am I willing now to give it away? Or should I just do it now while the time is here? I don't have to move it to my new place or, my new apartment. And then, I think of it as like you were saying, when you do age and maybe you have to hire in a caregiver or something, are you going to want to pay to have all that stuff removed at that point? So it's just weighing those options.
I think it's about planning and forward thinking. Often we don't want to think that way. And so now, and I'm sure you get this, because again, I think where am I trying to go with this? So I think having someone like you, kind of the disinterested third party, to come in and think rationally about, this item, because if it's me and my mother, if it's the adult children and their parents, Mom, you don't need that. Well, that's mine. I want that. And it causes conflict, right? And so by being able to be that disinterested third party that's just trying to say, our goal here is to take you from here and move you into this space. So let's think about this for a minute.
Yeah.
I think your conflict resolution is what I think
you should come with me on a job. You have no idea.
I can imagine.
I get the vent, they vent to me, and I get the tears, and happy tears, sad tears. Like, I get it all. And I'm just like, it's okay. Cry on my shoulder.
Well, and it's, this is a very emotional time for seniors and their families.
Yeah.
Right. As a realtor, sometimes I see it where Mom and Dad want to move. They want to get rid of all this stuff. And the kids are going, but that's the house I grew up in. How can you leave that? Why would you do that? Why, all these things. And it's like, well, because they don't want to take care of this giant house. They want to go on a cruise. Are you 62 or older and considering buying a home? It's important to explore all the opportunities available to you. I want to introduce you to Alicia Dutton with Mutual of Omaha Reverse Mortgage. Since 2013, Alicia has been dedicated to helping baby boomers unlock the benefits of reverse mortgages and reverse for purchase programs. Whether you are looking to stay in your current home or right size into a new one, Alicia provides personalized attention to meet your unique needs and timeline. She is a trusted resource for financial advisors, realtors, and loan officers, and has been a guest on this podcast. She is ensuring you are educated and empowered every step of the way. Discover the possibilities with Alicia Dutton today. So it's not always, let's be clear. It's not always the the moving person that
No.
that is the conflict. Sometimes it's the people in their family that's
It is.
causing the conflict.
It is, yeah. Yeah, and I've said a lot of times where when you're in your space every day, you sleep in that house every night for so many years, you almost become, you have your blinders on. So
Hmm.
a lot of times you just don't see the clutter kind of piling up around you kind of thing. And it's funny because when I come in, I've never been there before. I immediately see like, oh, okay, that's out of place, that's out of whack, I'm able to do that because I'm, like you said, the unbiased third party.
Yeah.
So I come in and there's been cases before where the parents will hire me, but they'll say, well, my kids, they don't, they said that they could be helping with this and they could just do it themselves and they don't want you throwing certain things away. And I'm like, okay, well then where are they? Why aren't
Why
they
am I
here?
here alone?
Yeah, yeah. They're working a full-time job and have 2 kids. Okay, so it's not like organizers don't come in and throw out every single memory you've ever had. It's
Right.
here's what you can take, here's what you probably shouldn't take, and then we're going to set this aside until your kids come in and approve that it's okay to donate these 4 shirts.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it is, and it's just there's so much emotion tied up in things
yeah,
that it's sometimes it's just hard to make the decisions,
yeah,
right? Now, you also, and this is some until I got into this industry, I did not know this existed. I did not know that there were people called senior move managers that is what they do. They pack, and I had heard somebody say that you pack for the unpacking in mind. That you pack things in a way and they go onto a truck in a way so that when somebody is coming on the other end, it makes sense and it helps them. So
yes,
talk a little bit about that whole concept, that it's not just the moving guys that throw all your stuff in a box and throw it on a truck and take it across town or across country.
yeah, yeah. No, so that those are probably my favorite. My favorite jobs are the ones where it's the full circle job. So it's I'm going in, I'm helping them declutter, I'm helping them purge, I'm then packing them, then I you hire in a moving company and then I get to their new place and unpack and settle in. Those I love those jobs because like you said, you have full control of okay, I'm packing their kitchen and I'm going to label it kitchen, and I know that when I pack I wrap knives in several different things and on the top I write knives sharp, I put stars on it, and I think of that too, not just for me, but if let's say I called or can't call on sick, but let's say I was sick one day and I had to call somebody else to come in and do it for me. I don't want them getting hurt.
Yeah, they're reaching in and
Yeah. So you 100% keep that in mind when you're packing things. Even if I know I'm not going to be unpacking, I keep that in mind of that next person. Okay, if they're unpacking, how are they going to look at things and know, okay, this goes in here, this goes in here. And a huge example is, you have like a bathroom drawer that has just kind of loose stuff in it, right? Like floss, whatever. It's funny because I've worked for another moving company and we joke that if a guy were to be doing it, he would just pull the drawer out and toss it into the box, right? He's like, this is all going, so here. No, okay, we're going to put that in a plastic bag. We're going to label it top drawer in bathroom and then tape it up and put it, nicely in the box because we know when we're unpacking it, nothing gets lost. And also, okay, well, this was in the top drawer. I literally pull out the bag and I just lay it in there and then the client can organize it how they want. So yeah.
But they know where it came out of.
Yes.
So they know where that if it came out of the top drawer in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't have a top drawer in this bathroom, so I'm now going to put all these top drawer stuff here. It just, I guess it makes the connection between the two places for them.
Yes. It does. It really does. And then it helps too whenever the movers do unpack or unload because they're able to put, all of the kitchen boxes in the kitchen. It's not the kitchen box labeled kitchen doesn't go in the office. And so when you do come unpack, it's seamless. You know, you're like, okay, I know what I can do, and it's not as overwhelming because you're not trying to find boxes that are in other rooms and stuff like that because you packed it, so you know what it looks like.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
and it just makes it go faster. There's nothing worse than unpacking boxes and they just seem to be never ending.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Well, and I would assume too, because if you do hire a move manager, like you do take you from start to finish, then it's just more calming. Moving when you are any age is stressful.
yeah,
Moving when you are 70 is really stressful.
yes,
And so having someone just help. It's okay to ask for help, y'all. It's okay.
yeah,
It's okay. And it's okay to pay for help.
yes.
It's okay.
It's an investment.
It's okay.
That's what I tell them. It's an investment into your, you know, let's say you try to do it on your own and then you threw out your back, and now you have to hire in. You have to go from independent living to assisted living because you can't walk because you lifted a box too heavy. It's like, are you willing to do that? And also, this is probably going to be the last time you actually move. So, are you complaining that this is probably a last pretty big expense on your move? You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like looking out for yourself and your future and the rest of your life. Am I willing to do this and have somebody help me so that I can spend the rest of my life, you know, on a cruise, having fun, not worrying about, you know, downsizing and stuff because it's already done.
Yeah. And I think, again, I think it comes back to forward thinking, right? And often we don't want to do that. We don't want to think about that we're aging. We don't want to think about what could happen to us.
Yeah.
Right? We're fine right now. Regardless of age, we are fine right now. Nothing's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately tragedy strikes, right? I mean, I've got a friend who is in his early 60s, her husband, early 60s had a stroke. She had no idea 10 years ago
Yeah.
that as in their 60s he was going to need full-time care.
Mm.
So you don't what and I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just saying we don't know what's going to happen. So the more advanced planning or work or thought we can
Yes.
put into something, the better off.
Exactly. And the more say so you have, that's the
Yes.
thing too. The more like
Yes.
I don't want to know that if I'm on in hospice and I don't you know my kids are coming in and just taking all my stuff and taking it to the trash, the landfill, or just to a random donation place. I want to know where's my stuff going, you know, and I want
Yeah.
to be able to say here's what I want it to be done with it, and not wait till the last second and then it just I mean because then
Yeah.
that puts stress on the kids too. They're like, they do feel guilty sometimes. They're like, I don't
Sure.
know what mom, dad wanted me to do with this stuff. I guess I'll just throw it away. And I mean, I come in and I'm like, no, that's in great condition. It's old, but I mean, somebody likes
It
vintage
still
foods.
functions. It
Yes.
will still function as its intent, its intended function is still
Yes.
there. It's
Yes.
still a set of dishes. It's
Yes.
still, and it's and I went through that. We were in urgency. Even though I tried to not be in urgency, I tried to get my mother to plan ahead. But unfortunately that doesn't always work out because they do have opinions. Our parents do have opinions and they do have a say. And unfortunately, I had to, because of her health problems, I had to take over. And all of a sudden, we had stuff that just had to happen. And you don't feel good about it. You
No.
don't feel good about it.
No.
And so that's just it. I mean,
Well, and
let's
you
plan
don't.
ahead.
Yeah, and then but you don't feel like you can make rational decisions. You
Right.
feel like you're more trying to make a hurried decision, and then you look back and you're like, did I make the right decision?
Yeah.
Did she even want to donate that hutch? Should I have taken that? You know, it's like you're thinking, what did I do with XYZ? I don't remember because I was so stressed in that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, start now, don't wait till later.
Well, tell me I know we talked about a lot of things. So what did we miss? What is maybe just if you were sitting down with somebody's listening, they're looking at their their closet or their garage. They just walk through their garage and are like, ugh. What would be something that you would say to them to not only calm their overwhelm, but maybe help them take a step forward?
I would say to call me. No.
Yes.
It's funny because I when I do consultations, so I do charge a fee for that.
Sure.
But it's you can just do a consultation. You can have somebody come in and say, okay, here's where you should start here, or here's where I would start in this situation.
Right.
Sometimes it's, yeah, maybe your garage is messy, but is there a smaller space that you could maybe practice on? Like, do you have a pantry or a small linen closet? And maybe go through that and see where your problem areas are. Where do I burn out easily? Do I need to hire somebody in? A lot of times, I talked to somebody a couple days ago, and they said that they were organizing some space in their house, and they invited their neighbor over, and it just, the neighbor didn't really do much, but it gave them that motivation and somebody to talk to, and it made it fun. And so that's a huge thing I do. I mean, when I come in and work, I play music, I chat with the client. We're having fun because I know that it's a stressful situation for them. I'm not feeling any stress because it's not my personal stuff, but
Right.
I want to make them feel at ease. So I think just sometimes starting small, hire or calling your best friend or a neighbor or your daughter or somebody to come over and just kind of just sit with you while you do it, I think is key to being able to do that and not get completely overwhelmed and then just throw your hands up and give up.
Well, because I think we've all said, I am going to do this closet, and you pull everything out and you get a part way and then you burn out on it, and yet everything is on the floor in the room.
Yes.
And so you just shove it all back in so you can go to bed.
Yeah, and now it's messier than it was when you started.
And messier than when you started.
Yeah. I hate you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I had a client before.
I'm going to tell you, I am the problem. I am the problem. And that's probably why I have people like you. I surround myself with you guys so that I can maybe glean something and actually go get. But what I should do is hire somebody to at least get me started. But,
Yeah.
Again, my name is Robin. I am the problem. It's me. So tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. Where can they find you in this big wide world of ours?
Yeah, so I do have Facebook and Instagram pages. I think Facebook is the organized and tidy. Same thing on Instagram. A lot of people do reach out via email, so that's info at organizedandtidy.com. And then my cell phone number is 972-345-9879. It's a text me, call me. I always say it's free to say, hey, help, what do I do in this case? If I don't have to drive to you, I'm not charging you. So
Yeah.
send me a picture of your closet. I'll tell you some advice.
Well, and that's sometimes people just need to be shifted in the right direction.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We Are One Heart is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to bridging the gap between the needs and resources of low-income seniors and veterans. Rooted in compassion and love, our mission is to provide housing, living assistance, and access to critical resources that ensure dignity and support for the elderly in underserved communities. At the heart of We Are One Heart's work is the belief that every individual shares a common humanity, a heart connected through love and care. We are committed to creating a future that honors those who have shaped the past by offering programs and services that enhance their quality of life. For more information or to donate, visit wa1h.org. That's WA1H.org.
Or have that okay, you got this. You got this. You can do this. And then they're like,
we need to be championed.
yes.
Well, we're certainly going to put all of your contact information and everything in our show notes, so that will be available to all of our listeners. But I just so appreciate you taking some time to be on the show today and just share some thoughts, because, I think if one person can just take one of those little things, just even like you said, the drawer in the kitchen, we all have that junk drawer.
Yeah.
What if you went through that and said, why is this in that drawer, right? Or something like that, and being able to just clear a space.
Yeah.
Because it helps here.
It does. A cluttered space is a cluttered mind. So
Don't look at my office. I'm a mess. I'm a mess.
I need to know where you live.
No, you don't. I'm never telling. I don't let anybody in my house. It's not a hoard. It's not that, folks. It's not that. There's just every surface has something on it, and my husband is just as bad at as I am.
Uh-oh.
So we are just
double
a hot
trouble.
Mess. Yeah, hot mess express right there. So anyway, thank you so very much. I so appreciate your time. And thanks everybody for tuning in to another episode of Relax, I Got This, Embracing Life After 60. We all know that the stuff in our house is probably our biggest stepping stone or hurdle to getting to our next place. So let's take care of some of that today. Thank you, LeAnn. Make sure you, like, share, do all the things so that we can keep spreading this good word. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Relax, I Got This.
Thank you for tuning in to Embracing Life After 60 with me, Robin McCoy. This podcast is produced by Jen Sariano with special thanks to the amazing team at Relax, I Got This. You can find more episodes on YouTube and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, follow, and share to help us spread the message. Until next time, keep embracing life to the